Greetings survivors, FiOth here, and in this video I'm gonna show you how to complete Homecoming King, the 5th and as of yet final mission in Evil Dead the game. Now I'm gonna lie to you guys, this is a bit cancerous, there are no checkpoints and the mission is kinda tough. So, we go into the first cabin here and we loot matches and the Shem's Cola, and then we go outside, take a left and loot the bow gun, the cleaver and the amulet. The cleaver you're not gonna use at all, we just grab it because it's in front of us, to be absolutely honest with you. This house, although contains the melee weapon, we will be using for the entirety of the run until we get the relic sword. So grab whatever you find in here. There are muskets, and down below we can find an amulet. You can find bowgun ammo that you are going to use, and of course the shovel. Now the shovel is our priority weapon for this entire run. Get outside ASAP and get into the vehicle. We don't want to fight anything that we don't absolutely have to. With the vehicle in hand, we want to move onwards to the objective. I'm gonna fast forward here. Be advised, there are two configurations to this quest. One is the airplane configuration and one is the village configuration that you see here. So I can't exactly pinpoint the location where you should leave the car. You should leave the car somewhere where you have quick access to it and you can just ignore most of the combat if you go to it. Now if I had fought here with a shovel and I had timed my finisher as well, I would have taken even less damage than I took. I just don't want to expend any consumables that I don't absolutely have to. So we take the car and we move on to get the Necronomicon now. If enemies are in your way, of course you can run them over. I will cut it here and get to the cabin ASAP. Just make sure you have a car when you reach the cabin. I'm going to explain why afterwards. In the cabin, make sure you do not touch the lumberjack axe by the corpse on the right, left as you enter the building. If you do, the corpse will reanimate and it is a very tough bugger to put down, so avoid getting the lumberjack axe. As I said, this shovel is the best tool you can have for these runs. Most of the smaller enemies up to the middle of the mission will go down with just one blow and then a finisher. There is no way, absolutely no way for you to swap this for anything else. As soon as you grab the Necronomicon, turn around and you will see a lone enemy in the back that can very easily be disposed of. Dispose of this enemy and then proceed to eliminate the rest. Prioritize the small ones because, as I said, one blow and they can go down with the finisher. Now for the big guys, this was like my third attempt and I had already grown a bit frustrated with the bullshit that the game was dishing out. The best way to take care of the big guys is the crossbow. One bolt to the head deals extreme damage, can take them out altogether sometimes, depending on the quality of the bow you have. And by the end of this encounter, we'll also have an epic bow for a very little time, and that's where the car comes in. So, take care of all the enemies. You will be dealing at least with 4 of the biggies and 4 smaller ones. Here's another big one. It's a good idea generally after you break their balance to only initiate your finisher if you see a red skull, that means a kill, or if you are at the end of your 4 swing combo. So if you are done with your combo and you have an opportunity for a finisher, even if it's not gonna kill, you can see here the bow in action, even if it's not gonna kill, still take the opportunity to do the finisher for extra damage. If you break their balance on your first or second hit of your combo, it's not generally optimal to go for the finisher right away because you lose the rest of your swings and you could have inflicted more damage. You see me here making this mistake again and again, but it was mostly my frustration and rage. I just wanted to bust their fucking skulls in. I had grown very annoyed. Pick up this crossbow, although it will be irrelevant. Somewhere around here there is a Shem's Cola and you might even pick up an amulet. I'm not 100% sure if it always drops. I didn't get this in this run, but it's gonna be fine. Next stop is the sewage treatment facility. 2 colas here, ammo, and an legendary weapon alongside the card that you can take. Be careful of the fog here, guys. If you get caught in the fog, you're screwed. You have to really be fast about how you manage your traversal. So keep going towards the cave. Run any deadites that you find along the way over. And to save some time, the optimal way is to just go on top of this and drop into the tunnel. Now, I left the enemies intentionally alive here because I just need to survive here for 1 minute. While you're performing a finisher, you are invulnerable. So by having fodder enemies around, I can save 2 or 3 or even 4 seconds according to the animation every time I am performing a finisher on one of these suckers. So just break their balance bar, don't go for kills necessarily, break their balance bars and go for finishers just to optimize the time that you remain exposed whilst fighting Evil Ash. Evil Ash is a son of a bitch. He can grab you with his ability and draw your HP, and your HP and amulets are a finite resource here. We wanna lose as few of these resources as humanly possible. So as you can see, I am still buzzing heads here. 2 seconds to go. I just go the way back, and we wanna be inside this tunnel for the next segment, and you're gonna see why. So after you're done with this grab, take a turnaround and go into this little storage area. From here you want to grab the ammo and the cola. If you're missing any health, use a cola and then grab the extra can. There is a graphical glitch on here, as you can see, because the enemy grabbed me the moment the mission was ending, and I encountered invisible walls for the remainder of this run that really screwed me up, and I almost lost the run because of them. If you accidentally get grabbed by us as the screen transitions, it might be a good idea to restart, because you don't want to go all the way to the end and just get killed because you cannot step on specific objects or drop in specific often specific ledges. But anyway, I digress. Here what we're gonna do is get a car if our car got busted. Here I'm gonna grab the one on the southeast of the sewage treatment plant. Be careful, because the car will be viewing the incoming fog. It will be turned towards the fog when you grab it, so you have to make a U-turn and keep going to the opposite direction, or you're gonna be catched by the fog, and of course that will cause a lot of damage and probably kill you. We need a car for a very specific reason. After we are done with the next segment, the one that entails getting the relic sword, you do not want to cross the forest on foot. You want to move as far as possible inside a car. That's because an infinite stream of enemies will be spawning, and they will not let you rest. You're gonna lose a lot of consumables there. My idea for using the car in this segment is you put it somewhere in front of the villa. Here you see me taking care of one of the flutists. Then I get back into the car. It's always the best idea here to use the legendary crossbow to kill the flutist in 2 headshots. I'm leaving the car here in the main courtyard. Go for the flutist. Here I was engaging the auto lock of the game, the aim assist, and I couldn't get the flutist's head. It was drawing me towards this elite, but finally I managed to do it. If you're not sure you're gonna be able to sneak up on them, just go ahead and snipe them from a few feet away. They always go down in 1 shot from the legendary crossbow. Here I obviously missed, but I got him anyway with a finisher. So keep going. Reload, always have it reloaded. Don't get confused with the central sword icon. That is the actual relic sword that you're gonna get, and we need to destroy all the flutists beforehand. So as you can see, the fog is still nearing. It will never envelop you 100%. It just wants to contain you in the quest area. Kind of stupid mechanic because it doesn't allow you to loot too much, and you might also just topple the car, and before you can recover it, you will get caught in the fog and killed. But we did it pretty cleanly here. In the segment of the house, there is a blunderbuss upstairs that you can get. Do not get the blunderbuss. Here I wasn't even able to go upstairs because I couldn't progress. There was some collision detection bullshit. The problem I explained with Ash's grab manifested in all its glory, but lucky for me, I had pretty much full consumables, so it didn't matter. I just grabbed the sword and I was out of there. Now, my optimal strat here is get back into the car and put the pedal on the metal to get to your destination as fast as possible. It's not gonna be easy to drive all the way up there because, well, it's trees and stuff all the way, but I am not the best driver and I trust some of you can drive better than I do, so don't worry too much about this. It's a small trek. I just suggest you do it in the car, because doing it in the car pretty much ensures that you're not gonna get damaged by the enemies as long as the car endures, of course. Now get inside the portal either by dropping off the ledge like we did before, or going from the route on the right as you approach the cave. Get in here, grab the amulet, and this is do or die time. And trust me, I know that this fight is total bullshit. So initially you have to fight the pit deadite. The pit deadite can be kited with the ranged weapon. My suggestion is use the ranged weapon as much as possible, because on Evil Ash is as if you're not hitting him, it doesn't really work on him. And there is something very important that I learned from this fight that I will be able to leverage in PvP as well. Heavy attacks, when you can perform them, deal a lot of balanced damage, guys. I was able to stagger this sucker here much easier than I would have with regular attacks by utilizing heavies. What I did ideally was perform one after I dodged, so there was no way the critter would actually hit me, and then if I had the time or the enemy's AI had a brain fart, I followed up with an additional heavy. It's not an exact science, and the game's melee combat system is a bit finicky. We're not playing Ninja Gaiden or Elden Ring here. It's not the best system that's ever been. But for this fight, I am afraid there is no other way than to just get a little bit better at doing what you have to do and fighting the enemy. So here I was able to nullify one blow because the game was still registering my heal as I was drinking the can, and I got attacked in the mid frame, but that meant that I pretty much nullified the damage. I didn't take any damage at all. So I killed the deadite, grabbed what the deadite drops to drop one amulet and one cola, and activate an amulet as soon as you can. When Ash grabs you and you have an amulet, you're gonna nullify the damage he will deal to you from the grab. You cannot escape the grab, so that's the optimal way of dealing with that attack. You can see it here. He grabs me, he sucks lives from me twice, he nullifies my amulet, and I lose a very small amount of HP, of actual HP. So, how do you fight this thing? Well, heavy attacks are still the way to go here, because heavy attacks will deal up around 2000 damage. It's a very, very potent amount. If you see any small suckers coming in, prioritize them with a light attack and just finish them. One attack and one finisher will get the job done. I was running low on consumables here as well. As you can see, I don't have any health, I don't have any amulets. I have this sucker in front of me that's just running around and laughing. If you are luckier than I was, he will get stuck mid-animation sometimes and he will just look at you. If that happens, well, you're very, very lucky. Didn't happen for me, but I know it happened for other people. He will just walk around a lot like a big idiot, and that is prime time for you to strike. As soon as his bar goes down, the mission automatically ends. You have unlocked Arthur and the final recording from Mr. Nobi. Sub, like and share for more content like this. I will be covering everything and stream The Evil Dead the game until hell freezes over. Until next time, be well, stay frosty, and always strive for perfection. Cheers!